Anyone who's spent any amount of time on YouTube has run into plenty of people who are just begging for you to subscribe to their channel.
What are we gonna do? Smash subscribe! Smash subscribe!
And you know, I get it. There's a lot of people competing on this website, and it feels great to watch that number associated with your channel to just keep going up higher and higher. But does subscribing to a channel really matter? So you've probably also run into a lot of people over the past few years who keep saying things like, YouTube subscriptions are broken, my subscribers aren't seeing my videos being recommended to them, like YouTube is out to get me. And I think that this is all kind of a big misunderstanding of how the website works right now. So in the old days of YouTube, it was pretty straightforward. You would find channels you like, you'd subscribe to them, and then those subscriptions would always show up at the top of your page as soon as you went to YouTube. But then the guys over at YouTube started to figure out that if we only give people the same things over and over again, then they tend to not stick around as long. And so they started to experiment with recommending a bunch of different stuff and giving you stuff that you might like rather than just stuff you've told them that you like. And so while we still do have the subscription tab, you might not always see your favorite channel's videos popping right to the top of the page. So the way that it actually works now is that rather than you telling YouTube, I like this channel, I'm going to subscribe and maybe even turn on notifications, YouTube knows what you like just by what you click on. I mean, it's pretty obvious. If you watch a bunch of the same kind of stuff, it'll recommend you more of that stuff. And so technically, if you decide to click subscribe on a channel, then it doesn't really have a lot of effect on what it will recommend to you. In fact, if you do subscribe to a channel that you're not all that interested in, you might actually be doing more harm to that channel than good. So you've probably experienced something like this, where you like a channel, you watch their videos when they get recommended to you, but you haven't really decided to subscribe or not. Like maybe you watch half their videos if they show up in your recommended. Whereas there are other channels that you do subscribe to where you never see their stuff recommended. And that's just because YouTube cares more about what you're watching than what you're subscribed to. So back when I did the video on the biggest channels on YouTube, I mean, it's very common for everyone to sort of rank YouTube channels by their subscriber count. But what I focused on more in that video is the daily average views or the monthly average views, because view counts matter a lot more than subscriber counts. So that's why sometimes you'll see these channels with tens of millions of subscribers that can't even seem to break 100,000 views on a new video. So there's a few reasons that a channel might have a ton of subscribers but have a really hard time gaining any views. One could be that maybe a channel just got a ton of subscribers from one viral video or a series of viral videos, but then the people never bothered to look into the other videos. They hit subscribe because they liked the one video that they saw. Or maybe people subscribe to one channel because they like it for a while, and then the content shifts to something else. And maybe they just kind of lose interest in the new videos that are coming out. And people are a lot less likely to unsubscribe than they are to subscribe. And another reason could just be that some channels have been around for a long time, like PewDiePie for example. He has over 100 million subscribers, but he only averages about 5 million views per video. And in his case, it's that his channel has been around for so long, he's gained subscribers all the way back from, like, what, 2010? And half of the channels that are subscribed to him probably haven't even logged in the last 5 years. And it also doesn't really help that during the PewDiePie vs. T-Series battle, there were people literally creating hundreds of accounts just to subscribe to him, just to keep his number up higher. But of course that's a very unique example, that's not really the standard. Another reason might just be that a channel uploads way too much content, and it's hard to get an entire audience interested in every single video you put up. I mean, Linus Tech Tips for example. Now, I'm subscribed to their channel, but I probably only watch 1 in every 20 videos they put up, because it's just so much constant variety uploads, and not every video that they put up is going to be interesting to me. So obviously it's very common for people's subscriber count to be much higher than their average video views. Because I mean, in a perfect world, everyone's subscriber count would be the same number as all of their videos' views, because everyone subscribes and everyone watches all of their videos. But we all know that that's not the case. Now, of course, we still have the tab of subscriptions, where you can go over and see all of the new videos uploaded by all the channels you're subscribed to. But something tells me that a lot of people don't pay too much attention to that. I mean, I gained about 10,000 subscribers on this channel from one video I made a month ago, and then the videos I've put out after that have only gotten maybe a couple thousand views. But then on the complete opposite end, sometimes you'll have channels with very few subscribers, but they get a ton of views on their videos. For example, I had a channel that I ran for most of last year that for a long time, I was at probably 5,000 or 6,000 subscribers. I mean, it was going up really quickly, but I was averaging like 30,000 to 50,000 views per day. So my daily view count was 10 times higher than my subscriber count. And I think that's mainly just because a lot of people will just click on whatever recommended videos show up. They don't really care what channel it's from, it's all kind of the same to them. So they don't really bother subscribing to every channel that they watch, they're more just interested in clicking on what's recommended. So now let's talk about how having a lot of subscribers can actually hurt your channel. For example, You know, a lot of small YouTubers get the idea of like, man, if I just had a big YouTuber to shout out my channel, then I would get a huge influx of viewers, and then my subscriber count would go crazy, and then I could finally make it on YouTube. But in reality, even if a massive channel gave you a shout out, it could end up doing more harm than good. Now here's just kind of a small example. So like I was saying last year how I had a channel that was getting 50,000 views a day. There was one video that I had where I was reading a bunch of viewer comments, and one of the comments that I read was just this really kind of funny comment from this guy who at the end of his comment mentioned that he wishes he had more subscribers on his channel. And so a lot of people from my viewers went over to his channel and subscribed. He went from maybe 30 subscribers to over 1,000. Like overnight. But the problem is most people were just kind of giving him a pity subscribe or just doing it for fun. They weren't actually interested in the videos that he was putting up. And it was more just like, hey, I'll do something nice, I'll give him a subscribe. So now he's got 1,000 subscribers, and then every video he puts out from then on is still getting about 10 views. So one of the major issues about getting a shout out is that you might get an influx of viewers, but they might be the wrong kind of viewers. You want people who are finding your channel for your content. And so if you have a lot of people subscribing to your channel thanks to some shout out, maybe they'll do it just to be nice or just for fun, but then they won't really click on your videos when they get recommended. And I mentioned this before, when you put out a video, the first thing it does is it recommends it to your closest audience, you know, usually your main subscriber base. And if those people click on it, then it will recommend it to more people and more people. And then if you're lucky, it might just snowball out of control, and then that's how you get viral videos. But if you have a large empty subscriber base where people are subscribed to you but they're not clicking on your videos, then you'll upload your video, it'll get recommended to your subscribers, and then they won't watch it, and so then it just won't get recommended to anybody else. So it's like you have this wall of empty subscribers around you, and whenever you upload a video, it's really hard to get over that wall. So having a high subscriber count can actually be kind of a bad thing to your channel. And another thing that you might consider is that maybe you have a really big channel and you want to promote like a second channel of you doing some other type of content. So you go into your big channel with your large subscriber base and you say, hey everyone, I just want you all to know that I started a second channel, so if you're interested in that other type of content, go subscribe to me there. And if you already have an established following on YouTube, it seems obvious, like, yeah, of course you want more eyes on your new content. But again, you'll just end up sending over a lot of uninterested people over to your other type of content, and then nobody will click on it, and then it will make it even harder to get the videos to go anywhere. Basically, you only want your content to be seen by people who will actually click on it. Overall, your subscriber count is mostly just there to make you feel more credible. Obviously, there are extra perks that come with having your channel get bigger and bigger. I mean, they give you trophies and plaques for reaching subscriber milestones. You can get your channel verified at a certain point. You might have more sponsors starting to reach out to you when you have a bigger subscriber count. But overall, I think we put a little bit too much emphasis on the subscriber number. YouTube is going to recommend to you what you watch, and it doesn't matter if you're subscribed to them or not. I've even had times where I've been watching a channel for a while, but then I get sick of them, and so I unsubscribe from them, but then they still keep getting recommended because YouTube is still like, hey, you like to watch this stuff? They pay no attention to whether you're subscribed or not. Anyways, I hope you learned something from all of this. You can hit the like button if you want, but don't subscribe to me unless you plan on watching more of my videos.